It's time for the Pokemon broadcast. I have no idea. It's been a minute, folks.
Yes, it has. Oh my gosh. I am so stoked to bringing back not only this show, but just all the cool stuff we've got lined up for it. So I'm very excited about this.
Oh, awesome times. Anyway, I guess we should probably do a better one than Pokemon broadcast. Actually, drop the line. It's like, I saw your icon moving. I'm like, did his mic literally just stop working? This would really suck. Anyway, we've got the Pokemon Artcast episode 4 with Marshadow, myself, better known as JoshxZeroify, and the Mew being possessed by Zombie JLT1 Zommew. and we're totally, folks, this is what happens when your Zommew has to go to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
And we had tons of fun there. And yes, folks, he was not happy with my tough love nursing exterior. If you saw the emergency message that we put out there saying it was canceled.
Yeah, you all know me. If I can soldier through an episode, I will definitely do it, but pneumonia being what it is and me never having it until my birthday, yeah, pretty much knocked me on my butt. But
Yep.
I gotta say it was a very interesting experience. This seems to be the season for new infections for Zommew. I got bronchitis back in February, which I never had. Now I've got pneumonia. Well, I had pneumonia. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of the year is actually going to bring me. And again, the worst part was I was telling my coworkers, I said, I'm nervous about next week. And they're like, "Well, why are you nervous? Is it because you're going to be on the call floor officially?" I said, "No, because it's my birthday." And I have a track record of something disastrous happening on my birthday all the time. And there you have it. It didn't fail at all.
Oh, we've already got some colorful comments here. Let's see. We've got fellow Pokemon or trainers, depending on what you want to identify yourself as. We've got Luis, greetings. We've got Yugoslav, greetings again. We got Vashtar Win, the hype man. We've got Pokemon trainer Chris James T saying he tested out running some retro games like Pokemon on his N64 yesterday, which is true. And now there's a Pokemon cast. We've got Retro Gaming Hero 26 dropping in with a comment. He's looking to buy a copy of Pokemon Red tomorrow. Greetings again.
Nice. I think everybody should at least own an original copy of Red and Blue. At that point, pick and choose. But
I had to own Red twice, and I could tell the reason for that is I played Red so hard, I literally fragged it to where it will not play. I have the cart. I was that hardcore. I actually did the whole when Nintendo did their little first ever round to malls.
Uh-huh.
And you got the little pog badges. Yeah, I did that. They would not their representatives, even though I won a chance to battle them, refused to battle me because they didn't like my team was scary. And I had no legendaries in it. And I was like, this is me and my best friend, and we're like, okay, whatever. You don't even have to give us a hat or admit you lost to us. We just want to play on the big ass TV on an N64.
That's elite status, bro. I love that. I mean, you got all the cool stories about being able to go to like the Pokemon leagues and everything. Like my mom, I never got to do anything cool like that.
We've got Not Another Game Collector dropping in.
Lovely Aurora, nice to see you. Hope you're having a good one. Oh, look at CJT over here. Look at that. I have blue, yellow, gold, and crystal. Honestly, those are definitely the best ones in my opinion, but I'm biased. So.
Oh, dude. I have those. I'm where I get murky out of all the Pokemon games is I'm missing like one or two on on GameCube where they did like some weird fucking side ones that weren't really games, so I didn't bother with them. And then I'm missing some on DS because they were like the Ranger series. I don't have any of that. And like the Mystery Dungeon, I'm missing some. I'm like, it happens. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
but I don't know if you saw Zomnu on the when I'm not being possessed by a spirit, that guy stuff. Mars Shadow was like, I tested getting DS to work on streams. That guy's gonna have to hook up your guy later, Zomnu.
Fair enough.
So you can pokey stream those games if you want to do DS randomizer type stuff.
Right.
Or the Nuzlocke randomizer. I'm like, I've tried it on my own, and I don't give a shit about the Nuzlocke rules. I think it's far more interesting just to see what random shit pops up.
That's true. I used to do Nuzlocke runs back in the day when I first learned about them, and then I kind of like, I didn't have fun with them as much with later entries. I don't know why, but
oh, dude, freaking! I literally have Nuzlocked games without realizing I was doing it.
Oh wow, that's a shocker.
See, what's funny to me is when I like put the effort to be conscious of it, there's where the chance to fuck up was. When you're not thinking about it, you sail right through that kind of shit.
Right.
We've got heck, there's a game collector, and I totally just, by the way, messed up our G-rated show here with PG-13 like language.
Yeah, we're working on that, folks. We do want to make our show a bit more kid friendly, as you'll learn why in the future, because we've got some really cool projects lined up. And yeah, I mean, we appreciate you guys tuning in whenever we do these bi-weekly episodes, but trust me when I say we've got something awesome lined up. So
okay.
We do want to try to make it kid friendly more and more. And I'll be changing the audience status for that. There we go. Ms. Aurora dropping her channel link. Guys, please be sure to support Not Another Game Collector. Be sure to check out the channel, check out the new upload. A well-established member of our community. Show some love and support.
All right, to answer Retro Gaming Hero's question of what Nuzlocke is, basically it's if your Pokemon dies and your team you faint anytime, you have to supposedly release it or put it in a special box, meaning you can no longer use it in the game, in your run. It is considered dead. It's like putting a Fire Emblem rule into Pokemon.
Pretty much.
Second major one is you can only catch one Pokemon on each route you go on. So if you run into, let's say you're playing a randomizer hack version, a Mewtwo popped up, but you already caught, let's say, a Venusaur. You cannot catch that one. Or if you fail to catch anything, your first encounter, you knock that out, you cannot catch anything on that route. It depends on what variant you're taking, but basically it's the don't let your stuff get killed, and you can only catch one Pokemon on each route. Like if you go, so like Articunos and things like that, depending on what version you're playing, it's like you gotta take that kind of stuff into consideration.
Yep. And it can be a little frustrating because sometimes I remember I used to do this. I would forget the prerequisites for my Nuzlocke, and then I just blew the whole run at that point. So it's back to the drawing board.
It's like no death running, and it sucks.
I find it more interesting than the average no death run, honestly, because it does require a bit more tactic. You know, with no death runs, you memorize the game, you memorize the muscle memory and all that stuff. So, you know, with Nuzlocks, it's a bit more tricky because any choice you make literally can end the run almost instantly. And I know you can say the same thing about a no death run in any other type of game as well, but with Nuzlocke, it requires, I think, a bit more strategy and focus.
Oh, it does. It's basically trying to turn Pokemon into a strategic RPG like Fire Emblem, like I said.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you lose that character, it's gone. I'm talking early Fire Emblem, not the newer stuff where there's an option to turn off losing that character forever. Because in Fire Emblem, if you lose a unit, whatever's equipped to it, everything, it dies right there.
Yeah.
It's gone. Poof.
Yep.
And let me tell you, that one is that kind of stuff. Early ones, like there's characters you can only get in one specific stage, but they'll keep appearing. But there's only some will only have it's just one specific stage, and you have to do it just right to get that character. Otherwise, you're SOL. You have to make those decisions and remember that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Never fun. What was it? Sacred Stones. I had to reset that because there was a character named Joshua I wanted, and oh my lord, it was being so difficult. It was like, come on, man. It's like I finally accepted no matter what I did, it was going to get the character, I was gonna have to lose somebody.
Right.
So I was like, eventually I'm like, okay. It's played musical chairs with everyone but the main character you can't let die or gives you instant game over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? But anyway, we should get back on track here.
Oh, we're still on track. We just went a different direction, you know? We're good.
But yeah, we've got things like, obviously we're going to talk about some Fanmon evolutions. Yes, it's a new topic we're having eventually, well, new segment rather, I guess we'll call it,
right.
on the show.
We're gonna integrate these Fanmons every so often. Right now we're focusing on Fanmon Eeveelutions, so we'll take a look at 2 specific Pokemon types with fan evolutions and kind of see which ones we like, which ones we would support and would want in the game. Because with all the crazy fan art out there, it really is hard to choose which ones we feel would easily make it and which ones wouldn't.
Yep, especially with the big rumor that we're finally going to get a new evolution, hopefully that will be the counter partner to Sylveon, the fairy type.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how this began. And quick disclaimer, we do not own any of the art featured of these fan evolutions. We just captured the art, put it onto our little thing. Credit to the artist if you see this. We're not trying to make money off you or nothing.
No.
We just really thought they were cool and were worth featuring. And that's my bad for not remembering to write down names. I apologize.
And those of you who have been playing the games know that, especially when it comes to Eeveelutions, it takes a while before we even get a new type added. Granted, with the earlier entries, we got, the first 3 in Gen 1, then we got more in Gen 2. When did we add, what was it, Leafeon and Glaceon?
They were in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum.
Okay. And then finally we got Sylveon. So
yep, which I want to say that one came in not black and white, maybe black and white.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there.
Black and white, or X and Y, somewhere in between that gap.
Right. And we still haven't gotten a typing for everyone in existence. So with this supposed rumor of the new poison type coming out, I definitely
that's the thing. As I actually think they should do a steel type, but that's me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be truly honest, if it wasn't for the fact that theory would be, the tradition is they're usually like one's countered by the other.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, give me my ghost type. I've been wanting a ghost type since freaking Gen 2.
Mm-hmm. Definitely would support a ghost type of evolution for sure. And again, we also want to hear your guys' input. Which ones you all like the best, which ones you would want to see in future versions of the game, because again, this show, just like my other podcast, is audience interactive. We love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this stuff, so we are definitely looking forward to that. But first, let's jump into a news segment for the first time ever.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
So,
and greetings, trainer Linda, the aka gamer girl. Unless you're a Pokemon, then I apologize. You gotta talk to the Zommu. He's supposed to be the guy identifying. If you haven't noticed, he's up in the tree. I love this image. It's almost like I'm like the guy, the Hurt Locker jacket guy, going to like try to defuse the Pokeball. It's like
I know, like I'm hiding in the tree, going, "Is it safe yet?"
That's right. You can be replaced. We can get another Josh Shadow. There's plenty of them to catch.
Hey, I was illegally cloned, okay?
Hey, that depends on what storyline we're talking about. It's that, or you can go with the original one where you birth the kid. That's just a very hostile, misunderstood individual.
Very true. I probably would go down that route if it were up to me.
I asexually reproduced. There you go.
Here's the egg. Leave me alone. By the way, Linda, thank you for that awesome stream earlier. For those of you who missed out, Linda streamed The Walking Dead, Michonne's storyline game, which is my favorite entry in the series.
Wait. Why are we going gasp? Oh, hell no.
Oh no, she's throwing poke chocolates.
Well, sadly, I'm a ghost type, so you're gonna have to. I'm assuming that's normal. So.
And if you'll excuse me, I'm going back into my Pokeball.
What Pokeball? We're wild and free. Don't look too far into that, because you might find out I was technically, in a Poke Ward somehow, and had Chansey screaming, "Let the Pokemon hit the trainers hit the floor" or something, and I'm just very angry at the world.
I think it's safe to say that Linda's chanclas are her Pokeballs, so whatever she hits with them, she catches.
Good luck. Good luck. Don't make me go like Z move, unofficial Z move, like in that freaking one Pokemon movie.
Oh man, is that an epic? That is so epic. I love that part. If you can find that, I know it's on YouTube, but if you can find the clip for that, definitely drop it in the chat. I think people need to see it.
Let's see. Usually when you search Marshadow, it's like one of the first 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fact that he single-handedly owns like half the team.
Okay, hold on. I think I found it. I'm gonna just try to see fast forward here. Not only that, he's possessing other Pokemon and making them fight for him. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, found it. I'm gonna drop that link.
Yeah, please be sure to check this out. This is a very awesome clip from one of the movies, and probably one of the coolest moments in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's kick off this new segment, guys. I have gone and picked a YouTuber that I would like to highlight on the show. So we're going to play the first round ever of Who's That YouTuber?
I'm sorry, I was like, am I supposed to wait for a screen
Outlaw
first?
Bits Gaming.
Who's that YouTuber? It's Outlaw Bits Gaming.
That's right. All right, let's go ahead and pop his channel up here. There we go. Now, I've known Kurt for quite a while. I was there when his channel started, and I remember watching various different playthroughs. I think it was Link to the Past that he was playing. And that's how I met him, and I met his girlfriend. Really cool people. He was streaming a lot of the games that were popular at the time. He took a hiatus to kind of focus on convention stuff. But now he's back into the YouTubing streaming scene. So
he's doing that hard work of rebuilding his audience, because he had a pretty good following, and then he just like poofed away for a bit, and now he's back. But his numbers have been small, I noticed.
Yeah.
But he's keeping at it. That I will give him that.
So be sure to check out Outlaw. Let him know that we sent you guys. And, if you like what you see, be sure to give him a thumbs up and share some nice comments. He's been doing a mixture of, gameplay streams, and then he does his art live in front of the camera. So
he's got shorts going now, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Uh-huh. And just recently, I'm going to give him a little bit of a free advertisement here. He just created his own Etsy project store where he's got all of his original artwork here. I recently purchased a bunch of the stickers that he had, and then along with some of the original fan art, which unfortunately I don't think he has any prints right now, but he did an awesome picture of Vulpix that I just had to own.
We might have to reach out to him and be like, we need you to do art for us. We'll give you examples of what we look like. We won't even. You can even sell merch on your store. We won't even expect anything.
Right.
We just want a decent credit where credit's due. We're disgruntled
We're
Marshadow
disgruntled.
and a cool mellowed out. Maybe he's in a band, maybe he's not. He's just here for kicks, Mew.
Welcome, Mew. I'm the British welcome.
Just never
Mew.
mention. Just never, never mention the Beatles to him or what? Oh no, the Heracrosses. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, fun times. But yeah,
So,
he also took that hiatus. I remember him telling me he's getting into being a tattoo artist. So
right.
that's why a lot of his work has got that tattoo feel to it.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at some of the art that he's done on the show, like for example this one here, we actually saw him sketch that, ink it, everything. It was so cool to watch him do that live because, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to have to do that with the steady hand and the tools he's got. But yeah, he makes some really cool artwork for sure. I highly recommend checking out his channel.
Linda, if you endorse that, if you want to commission him to do that, I am completely okay with that. I'm sure what's sad is he'll pick that door scene where it's like makes perfect sense that two people could be on the door, but it'll be Mew holding my little ghost paws, being like, "I'll never let you go." I'll be like, "You're damn right," and he lets me go.
I fell through. You went transparent on me.
You went intangible. That's what it was.
You can see here he's done some Elden Ring streams.
Oh yeah,
I've caught a bunch of those. They're pretty funny to watch.
Oh dude, I've watched Monkey lose his freaking fur over that one.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely rage inducing, and I'm not even the one playing it, but I can get the vibes of everyone who is, as a matter of fact. So it's like, man.
Yep, I had to remind him his little paws bust my PS4 controller. He better have like $80 to replace it.
Oh. Yeah, that's some serious rage quitting. I can't do that. I can't break a controller.
That's just fair warning because I've seen some of this stuff. Like some of these characters he's took down early in the game, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
And we've got Victory Leo passing through or coming into the wilds.
Whoa!
I guess since we're
a wild J chip appears. Awesome.
Well, I now know what I'm supposed to do with that Pokeball now. It's on there. I'm supposed to like catch it, and then we'll have to shift to catch or trash now. Be like, J-Chip had to kill the show before we got the new section on. No.
Oh, you're very welcome, Leo. I'm really glad that your late birthday presents got to you, and they work.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Leo, I found the box I had originally before all this mess happened. I said I wanted to send you. So
it's funny because Leo and I keep in contact via email. And I remember when we were all like, yeah, this is what we want for Christmas. This is what I want for my birthday. I had like a list compiled at one point, and I lost it because I think the doc got corrupted. And so I was like, wait, it's getting closer to people's birthdays. I don't have my list. So I asked him, I said,
do you even know my birthday?
Huh?
I don't think you know my birthday because I don't tell nobody my shit.
I know you don't.
Is it your birthday? I'm like, in December.
It's like the
like
only...
what day?
It's like
it's
the
like
only...
in December.
I can
That's
only...
like right there was somebody...
I can only get away with sending you a birthday, a Christmas gift, and hoping that it's close enough.
Oh, there you go.
Or when I send you stuff at random, and I'm just like, "Hey, you got a package coming."
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times with people are like, "Hey, you said tell you something's in the mail so you know, because your mail kind of gets wonky."
Right.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Zombie's at least cool enough to be like, yeah, it's coming from this distributor, so it should be going through them. I'm like, okay, that's good. That means I don't have to worry so much about them hopefully not handing it off to the United States freaking Postal Service.
If any
DHL.
I hate that service too. If anything, I try to get things sent through Amazon because I can at least follow that, and they're pretty good. Other times, like if I have to ship it through USPS, I'm always like priority mail, no questions asked, because I ensure that it gets there in like 2 days, and I'll have the tracking info. So,
oh
yeah.
But yeah, I actually have something shaping up to send you. Because I'm like saying things you've mentioned of interest, and I'm like, well, shit, I have it, and I have no damn interest in it. There we go.
well,
I can
little
actually rehome this to somebody who will actually enjoy it.
well, little zombie still loves the pancham you sent him. So, oh yeah, you know your stuff
Glad.
gets.
I'm glad.
And
What else?
that's kind of a misconception that some people have. Believe me, when you guys send me stuff, it has a place in the game room. I go out of my way to create a display spot for it. But in his
Oh
case,
yeah,
it's in his room on like his little stuffed animal net kind of thing.
nice. Now he's gotta get him a Pokeball, and then have to tell him don't throw it everywhere in the house.
Right?
And if you go in this room, be ready to take two options here. You either have to use your allowance if that's the thing for him, or you're getting the worst swaddling of your life.
The worst swaddling.
Hey, I can't say belting or beating,
Mm-hmm.
because those are abuse words by PC people. I'm like, come on, man. When I'm to the word spank, no, that's sexual. I'm like, yeah, sure. A few kinky people do that, and now we're all messed up.
Oh, J Chip with the question: have you picked your starter for Scarlet and Violet yet?
I'm going with the Grass Kitty because everyone seems to have a hatred for Grass Kitty.
I'm going with Leather Duck.
Okay, now that you called him Leather Duck, I hope he's like the most pseudo bondage looking Pokemon ever.
Like I'm hoping that one of those evolutions that we saw on the last episode or two, that we get one of those because I want something that looks like a knight. I think that would be so cool.
And we're talking about what was it? What fan evolutions for Eevee are we talking? We said Poison and
I believe it's Poison and Steel tonight.
yep. So there you go.
But before we start that,
Grass
yep,
Kitty is cute.
one more shout out.
I'm just hoping you go ahead.
I was just gonna say one more shout out to Outlaw Bits Gaming, guys. Be sure to check out his channel. Show him some love and support. Really cool guy. Big fan of my channel. Has been supporting me for a while too. So yeah. And be sure if you love his art, check out his Etsy store because I'm sure he would love the support there too. I want this Metroid as a plush.
I'm sure there's actually a plush Metroid in Japan, and it's probably like an Ichikuji type of deal.
Probably.
Or I'm sorry, Ichiban Kuji. Sorry, I screwed that up.
Like I would get this Ocarina of Time. I would probably get that as a tat. That one looks really cool. And then of course Boo.
Long ago, I was such a hardcore Zelda fan before I think it was Wind Waker with that tuniness.
Mm-hmm.
I contemplated before I was like got old enough to be like, yeah, then some places will require me to wear a glove over my hand. I contemplated at one point getting that Triforce on the back of my right hand, and then I was like,
I did too. I'm guilty.
Then I was like, nah. Then my ex almost convinced me to get like a barcode on the back of my neck, and I'm like, glad I didn't do that either. I'm like, don't need to be worried that I might actually be scannable.
So Retro Gaming Hero says, I'm going to pick the fire type for Scarlet and Violet. So it looks like we got the whole trio represented.
Nice.
Nicely done. I can't wait for that to come out because you know that's going to be one of the things I can stream.
We're suddenly going to go from Legends Arceus Artcast to Scarlet and Violet.
Scarcast. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Artcast just rolls off the tongue so much better. And I'm sure Darkcast is some weird fetish site that we don't need to be in. And we've got Poke Trainer or Pokemon 16-bit Pete.
Yo, Pete, what's up, man? Getting ready for Retropalooza? Awesome. Well, safe trip, bro. I can't make it this time around. I'm hoping maybe we might be able to make the Arlington show. But yeah, I wish you safe travels, my friend. I hope you guys all have fun. And feel free to drop your channel, Pete. We definitely like to help support everybody here.
And just for a clarification, when he says we, he means the zombie family, not Josh and Zombie, because Josh ain't got that kind of travel money.
Well, we made Retropalooza one year, and it was so much fun. It was so badass to
I remember you got a huge shout out from Redneck Chris when he was streaming.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So I remember that.
It was funny because everybody keeps saying that Chris and Billy are so tall in real life, and I walked up to him like, "Sup, guys?"
This is gonna be one of those freaking moments. I swear, when you see me in person, zombie, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Hey, that's cool though.
It really, it's a giant white fat albino. He wasn't kidding.
I don't know why. Don't take this the wrong way, but I just pictured Obama Snow.
There's worse things in life.
With the whole.
No. The first thing I do to you is do the Mew noise, because I can do that impression from the N64 Pokemon Snap so well.
Fair enough.
And we did it. I did it after the show, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like, yep. I've had aspirations since I was little to try to want to do voice acting. Obviously, didn't succeed there.
Right.
But hey, never say never. It could happen. There's that whole VTuber movement.
Exactly. You never know what's gonna happen. Keep the optimism there. That's all I can say.
If you meet in person, you're gonna be like, "Who left this 10-year-old?" No, I don't think I'd be that way.
Hey, if we ever meet J-Chip, that would be fun as hell. We could talk anime all day and all the cool stuff that makes me feel like 3 times your age, if I'm not 3 times your age.
Oh no, from that show we were on Retroactive Trio. Yes, I dropped their name. There you go. We were on that show. I got a decent idea of where his age range was from the titles he was dropping. I'm like, okay, I know exactly where I'm talking. I'm talking, as I'm raising my hand, like you can see it here, he's talking here.
All right, so shall we kick off the Fanmon segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. So here we are, folks, in Professor Oak's lab. You can see he's hard at work because he has no idea what's going on with his system.
Remember, we do have a few second delay there, bud.
Oh, that's right.
Now we see it.
There we go. Okay. So let's break out ye old Josh Dex and take a look at
Josh Dex.
Look at the
that
first
is the
intro.
Arc Dex, fool. We agreed on a name. Don't try to slam this on me and be like, "You did all this. If you're gonna go after somebody for legal reasons, go after the Marshadow. His name's Josh. You can see it clearly on my show."
All right, let's take a look at the first entry here. If you guys need me to expand this image more, I can definitely do that. So, what's to say about this particular one?
It kind of has that like poison blowfish kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a purple take on like Tentacruel.
I mean, it reminds me of like a jellyfish and lionfish, or where they kind of went.
Yeah, I mean it's got a cool design to it, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's not like extravagant enough. I don't know how to put it.
It's one I could actually believe. If like the official Pokemon company was like coming up with ideas, I could totally believe that might have been on the table.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd almost be like it'd have to be if they're like now dual typing Eeveelutions.
Yeah, because I kind of get
leads a little too much to that water fish type poison vibe.
And I also get too much of like a Espeon vibe from it too. I feel like the design could be a little bit more, All right. Let's see. Let me get the next entry here.
And while he's doing that, real quick, I'm going to say 24. 24, 25 range J-Chip.
All right. Next Dex entry. This one I see kind of borderlining Growlithe. I don't know.
We're still waiting to see what you're talking about there, bud. There we go. Yep, there we go. Yeah, this one was more like a little more crazy with the poison design, almost like, okay, it's exuding like poison has a negative feeling almost.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I was pretty damn on the nose with his age. He's like, damn, that motherfuckers that called me out.
It's your typing, man. You get too much info that way.
Eh,
So
like
the
I've told people. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so this one I'm kind of indifferent of. I mean, it's got some
It's
flair to it, but
it's more believable as a land-based poison type than the previous one for sure.
right,
But it's almost like a Glaceon like screwed a poison type, and this happened, or screwed a ghost type rather,
right.
or mated or breeded, depending on what PC term you would like me to use. Since I am the foul mouthed PG-13 rating of this show right now. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Well, that's cool, Pete. Be sure to stay tuned because we've actually got some fan evolutions that are steel type coming up right after this. So,
Oh, yep. Right now we're rolling through. I think it's 6 of each. I found art for, and like I said, all credit to their artists for these evolutions. We just borrowed them. Now this one's pretty like almost kind of like it would almost be like a poison slime time looking thing. Like it's not completely whole.
yeah, I feel like this one is kind of half done. I mean, I get the Mega Gengar vibe from it, so it kind of resonates more as like a ghost evolution, but that just could be me.
I mean, it's one of those things like they had an idea and then like when they got to the legs, that's where I'm gonna say where they like were like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what do I do for the legs? And then they just went with typical evolution legs. They didn't try to be creative and left it kind of bare white,
Yeah.
but it's not bad. And we've got Illuma Donkey Games. The wild donkey Pokemon has joined the fray, apparently.
The donkey Pokemon.
There is one. God, what's his name? He was in Sword and Shield. He evolved into a horse. And I can't, like, it was Mud something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember it either. My brain's
Sword and
fried.
Shield, I'm sorry, is very forgettable, unfortunately.
Yep. Sadly, it definitely underperformed when it came to the other games. That's for sure.
It had a lot of cool features. I won't deny that, but eh.
Who's that Donkeymon? It's a Lumi.
Mudsdale, there we go. Thank you, Pete.
Oh, Pete with the score. We got
It's the
to
evolution off of that, I believe.
we got to give him the seal the deal.
Seal the deal. Okay, this is a new segment, not even to me. I have not heard anything about this, so let's watch some you here.
All right, let's pull up the next entry. Okay, this one I like. I don't know if it's the color pattern.
It's got more of that spiky, like you could if you touched parts of it, you would get it, and then it's using that Evo 1 color scheme that just makes it like very menacing feel.
Yeah, like it's almost like it's could be somewhere between Nidoran male and Nidorino, but
Yep.
I like this look. I don't know what it is.
I agree. What drew me to it was like the ears looked cool, and then the color palette was like really amazing.
Yeah.
To be exact, it is Mudbray is the form I was thinking before Mudsdale.
Mm-hmm.
I had to look that up now. I was like, okay. And apparently it's a ground type. Pure ground type. And he didn't come in Sword and Shield. He came in Sun and Moon. Now that I'm thinking, now that I remember. But anyway, yeah, it's real. It's one of the ones I would like to. If they did pick the fan one, it's definitely a big contender.
For sure. All right, let's get the next Dex entry.
Do as I'm doing my own sound effects here. I can't even remember the little noise on the show for at the beginning that used to make when it was loading.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm totally in favor of this one.
That just, I am literally a poison gas.
Yeah, this one right here would be like if you merged Ghastly and Eevee together.
Funny, you should bring up things like that. We have a whole section for future Eeveelutions talk of ghost type ones. Excuse me a minute, I gotta hydrate.
Yeah, this one would be a higher contender than the previous one. I would like to see this one added too. There's something almost sinister about this one, and we all know that the poison types tend to look, they're not
Menacing.
the cute ones or anything like that. They're menacing.
They're either menacing, or if they're cute, there's something really dangerous about them.
Right. Exactly.
But this one would fit, like, you could believe, oh, it's an overdeveloped or dead urban city kind, now it exists in an industrial park kind of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me get the next one.
Oh no, that was my carbonated water. Apparently, I decided to get caught in the range of my microphone.
So this one,
He's just silly looking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm gonna be honest. He was that silly. I kind of liked the art style effort, but at the same time, I was like, so this is what happens when Eevee finds a poison bunny and they reproduce. Got it.
I feel like they took Umbreon and gave it Skitty's, Delcatty's, like, collar and tail design to an extent. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the color choices, but he looks, like I said, he looks way too bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And those little X'd eyes just don't do super amazing for me.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on this one.
It doesn't scream poison to me at all.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, quick question, trainers and Pokemon guests alike. What ones have you liked so far? Going through, what is this? Is this the 6th one, or is this the 5th one?
That would be the 6th one. We're going on to 7 now.
So, out of the 6, it's like, isn't it like 6 and 6 for each type?
You sent me about 8 different ones, I think.
As I ask a dumb question, I can literally look up. I'll look the file and be like, "Hey, I can answer this."
That's all good.
Oh no, there's 8. You're right. You're right. There's 8. So out of the 6 you've seen so far, folks, now on 7. This one is trippy.
It's like Spiritomb matched or fused with Eevee.
This one just looks like, you remember cartoons where the monsters always like had those pustules and like mutations.
Right.
This looks like Eevee got too close to a reactor. It's like, hey, what's up, man? Or that classic 90s, 80s, there's just a bucket of radioactive waste that conveniently was just in a public place, open, steaming, and nobody seemed to mind until now.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, I feel like this would be more of like. This is like if you took the evolution and made it into like a horror movie, like The Incredible Melting Man or something like that.
That, or it's like a Gigantamax version form, because some Gigantamaxes have special variant looks instead of the standard shape.
Right.
Like some have, like, I forget what they call it, but in Sword and Shield Gigantamax, there's ones that, yeah, they still do, but their form is different when they Gigantamax. And we've got Retro Ryan and GMC have joined into the fray.
That's a very good
Ryan,
question.
You're a little late. Ryan, you're late to the party, man. We've already shown support to that.
We may have a little after party, J-Chip, not sure yet. But you know how it goes. If we do, we'll be in the general section for a little bit.
Yep.
All right, let's move on.
Number 7 here would definitely be like probably a Gigantamax variant.
Okay.
Okay.
Where to begin with this one?
He reminds me of the smog monster from the first Fern Gully movie.
Yeah. This one, I feel like if they added some kind of like oozing
Lore
effect
definition.
or like a drippy effect, it would be.
It's once again comes down to they need to do something creative with the lower legs.
That's right, Camp Survivor. You're not here. You're in the Pokeball.
Are you kidding? He's in the Pokebox. Majority of these Pokemon have not been liberated from the Pokebox yet. We're working on it. We just infiltrated Professor Oak's freaking lab, as you can see. Well, you can't see right now because we have the Architects up, but as you can see.
Yep, see? Campachu's running wild, man. I've got to catch all the Campachu.
Gotta catch the Campachu. I remember I tried to put a thing together and he liked it, he wanted to put it on a store, and for some reason it was getting in his shop for Campachu, and then they would not let him put it no matter what thing. It's like, what? But there's like a bunch of people that were doing just regular Pikachu. And I'm like, okay.
Nice. Oh, come on now.
Okay, that's enough. Settle down, settle down.
I'm gonna separate you twos.
Oh boy.
Yep, J Chip, you raise a good point, sir.
Hey, I've always had my theory that Ash's dad was the first Elite Four member in the Indigo League. And I'm standing by that statement. I could totally buy Bruno was his dad.
It'd be a cool little notion there, I think.
Watch, that's the movie we get when they finally decide to say, well, Ash is finally not going to be in the shows anymore. He found his dad.
Oh no, J Chip throwing that question into the chat.
Well, no, because Mr. Mime is actually in Ash's team on the shows. Ash's mom actually gave him to Ash during the what was it? Sun and Moon animated season, and last I checked he's now on the farm.
That's true.
One of the two Professor farms now. So he ain't with Ash's mom no more. She hit it and quit it with Mr. Mime.
She hit it and quit it.
Magic fingers can only do so much.
Apparently.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, once again, great idea, but it's like when they get to the lower legs, some of these ones just like lose the idea or like try to make them too thin.
Mm-hmm. I think that in some cases they're just not pushing the envelope enough, and then in other ones it's kind of like I can see where you're going with this, and I could see why this would work. You know?
Yep.
Like that's not what I wanted to do.
I have no idea what you did because it hasn't caught up to the screen yet.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Little bit of a crash there.
Crash. She's like, hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button.
Hit the wrong one. No, not that one.
Not there.
I'm trying to get this queued up because there we go. That's what I want. Okay. All right, so
folks,
that's the first 8.
That is the 8 poison Eeveelutions we found. Credit to the artists once again. If you see it on our show, we apologize that I forgot to get your names and include those for mention.
Nonetheless, again, we've got a good mix of talent here. Although we didn't agree with some of the designs, overall they're still really cool additions. I'm kind of torn. I don't know which one I would want more out of all the ones that we've seen.
I would definitely probably out of all of the poison ones, out of the 8 poison we've seen so far, I would go with the purple and green Nidoran-esque armor looking one as my
Mm-hmm.
number 1. Followed by number 2, which is only by like a slight point difference, would be number, I want to say, what is it? If I look at the numbers here, I'd go, yeah, number 4 would be my top, my number 1 contender out of the poison, followed by number 5 is number 2, and then I guess my third out of that mix, I would probably lean towards the kaiju-esque looking one that was number 7.
Mm.
Simply because of its uniqueness compared to the other ones, where you can tell at least effort was made to be consistent, like the first 2 I mentioned.
Right.
There wasn't this like, well, I had this great idea and I lost the legs. I did
Mm-hmm.
not think about the legs. Like, I'm sorry, number 8 looks kind of cool, but there's things like fuller little collar smoke thing would look good so it doesn't look so alien around the neck. And then do something like even like little like smog tufts at the ankles of the paws would have done something, would have helped it make me believe, oh, he's like a vapor-esque smog monster Eevee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
You
feel
know?
like if they just did a little bit more with some of these really cool designs, that it would give it that kind of pop that the Eeveelutions tend to have, and also just the poison types alone. Give them that menacing appeal. You know.
Give them that menacing cuteness, because every evolution has it in
Right.
its own different ways. They're kind of cute and fluffy to a point.
Mm-hmm.
But what were your top 3 out of the poison 8 here?
Uh, Honestly, I'd have to say this one, the previous one, and then probably the one before that. I think the last 3, or well, let's see. Let me pull those back up real quick.
Nah, let me pull a Josh Shadow move here.
For sure, this one. Okay, we've got radioactive Eevee here, which again, I like the horror movie
That
kind of
was the one.
aspect.
I mean, that one actually has freaking claws at the end of his feet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they made some effort here to be like not just blasé.
Oh wait, no, not 6. No. No, that's the cutesy one. No thanks.
That's the one we were like,
Here we go, number 5.
number 5,
Yeah.
which the one as number 5 was 4, 5, and I believe I said 7 were my top 3. So we agreed on a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Two out of 3 each we agreed on. We only differed on one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right.
So clang clang, let's hit the steel.
Yep, let's bring on the steel types.
Clang clang, prepare for download. Actually, I better be careful. There might be a move they come out with like clang clang download.
I know, right?
I mean, sometimes I wonder where they get their names for attacks more than Pokemon.
Okay. Total support of this one. I totally get the kind of armor Eevee they got going on here.
A lot of the metal ones I found were, when I was putting these together, were very like armor knight-ish, which a lot of these ones were probably designed during about the hope that we were going to get an evolution in Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
this would have made
definitely good.
It would have made sense to put this one in Sword and Shield. It totally has like the whole like armored knight approach.
Yep. His ears kind of look like they could be daggers. Obviously, a tail blade, the shield across the chest for like. I mean, he's definitely got that knight service kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a definitely a good design.
Yeah,
It's got that cutesy appeal while kind of looking cool.
Yeah, this one definitely has my vote for sure.
Has his attention. He's like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
That Lionel Richie song just playing now. Hello.
Hello.
It's just I'm the Pokemon you're looking for.
Heck yeah! If I get a steel type, I'm all for that.
Oh no, there's some. I know for a fact there's some. You'll be changing your mind. You might be redacting that. Or this one might be tough for you to pick 3.
I don't know. This one so far already has like my top vote, so you know we'll
just say we wait until we get through the 8 and we'll approach this.
Okay. Okay.
I mean that. Let's leave it at that. We don't want to get into a debate and we haven't even gotten through the other 7. It's like, and the show ends because we got stuck on one steel Pokemon.
Right. It's like I don't need to see the rest. I'm done.
Well, I beg to differ.
All right then. Well, let's continue. But so far, this one's got my vote. All right, let's take a look at Steel type number 2. Wait, why is that one here?
Number 2 do you have?
That is not.
Uh-oh, somebody loaded up the wrong number 2.
That is not number 2 that I want. Let's get back.
We're flushing that one.
There we go. Okay. That's what I'm looking for.
As it loads on the screen, eventually. Now, see, this one, I could totally would have, if they put it in Legends of Arceus, I would have been okay with it. Like, it would have fit perfectly in that world, you know?
I dig the.
It's got that the shuriken like twin tail, and that kind of like bunny ear ninja-esque feel it has to it. It would belong in something like that to me.
I totally dig that one. The tail is just awesome alone, but so far the
Night Beyond is winning here, or Servion, is that what we're gonna call it?
Servion, yeah, I dig that one. Although Night Beyond sounds cool too. Okay.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of fun you could have just trying to name them.
So let me get the next one.
Can it be the proper number 3? Dude, or is the Pokédex gonna, or the not Pokédex, the Arc Dex gonna glitch again and give us the wrong one?
I made one mistake.
I'm blaming the Arc Dex. You saw. Wait, nope, sorry. It was a Ditto. We apologize. Hold on.
It was a Ditto.
Totally a Ditto.
Okay.
We were confused for just a second. This is what happens when little Mew and little Marshadow Paws hotwire a Pokedex, folks. See, this one I've seen around a lot. This like almost Doberman pincer looking one where it's like he just has gear, like a clock arm tail, kind of like almost clockwork kind of features. I remember seeing this thing way back, like the idea of it floating around. I want to say like gold and silver even, where people were talking about it'd be cool to have something like that as a steel type. It doesn't do anything for me though. It's
no, I would have liked it.
Very dated.
I would have liked it to have gone like full steampunk, you know? I feel like that's what they were trying to do, but it's like all they did was just put a clink around its neck.
I mean, like I said, it's like kind of like parts of a clock, and it's like, okay, Like they tried to make him menacing a little too much too with that pose and everything. I'm ready to go. It's like almost like the tail was an afterthought until they realized, oh shit, Eevees have tails. We got to do something.
Yeah. I feel like this one was maybe a bit rushed, or like you said, you know, it's a bit dated. So
I mean, like I said, the idea of it has always been around. Everyone always said it'd have to be like clockwork, kind of mechanical looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Before
this
we eventually evolved, as an understanding of steel poke aesthetics went.
right. Yeah, this one's kind of eh. I wouldn't I wouldn't consider it a heavy hitter. So far,
Nope,
my first pick is still
still
dominating.
no.
Still dominating. Okay, that's
No, that's a good thought, but it's actually supposed to be a gear, and it's at first I thought it was like the conquistador thing, frill around his neck, but it's actually like an overtoothed gear.
mm-hmm.
Like there's too many teeth on the gear. Now
Well,
here's one that just straight up looks very like traditional metal geometric shaped almost until you get to the tail.
it's funny you mentioned that, Donkey, because if what speculation about the next water starter for Scarlet and Violet, if rumors about his final form are true, he's gonna look like a conquistador, which looks so cool. But I've seen so many different takes
Oh.
on that evolution, so I don't know. Yeah, Shakespeare's frilly neck thing. This one, I kind of feel like it's almost like it's a completely robotic Eevee or
It's
like a
almost like
cyborg.
overly inorganic shapes until you get to like the tail and the ears, and it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now it's like almost smithed a little bit. It's like almost they're trying to go for that raw mineral look that early steel Pokemon had for the majority of the time until later gens when it's like, oh, now they're more sleek and stylish.
Yeah, I feel like
It
this.
looks it's like a robotic Umbreon with a hint of Jolteon flair.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like they could have gone just a little bit more with this one. It's a nice start. I like the design, but
I,
uh, again, they could
I'm
have
not
done more
gonna
with it.
I'm not gonna discredit it because it looks like he's probably the back legs are more supposed to be like bladed edged almost compared to the front.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably would have specialized in some sort of kicking attacks, but eh.
Maybe if they gave him some kind of like buzz saw.
It's almost like he needs almost some. Once again, it's one of those things. Like I feel like maybe if he like had a horn or something, like some sort of like little bit more flair towards his head or neck area, it wouldn't look so robotic.
Mm-hmm. Like, how would you feel if parts of it were like Eevee or Umbreon, and then other parts of it were mechanical? How
It
would
would
you feel about
work.
that?
It would work. I'm sure it would work, but he's once again. This is probably one of those lower tier. Like if I saw it actually made the game, I wouldn't be necessarily against it, but it wouldn't be like, oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
It better have a really like somebody took time to be creative making a shiny of it to be like, okay, now I see why people like it.
Right. Yeah. Because I was like that too with some of the evolutions, you know? Like the first three are always gonna be
Classic.
classic. Um and then, Gen 2 comes out and I really loved that approach to it. Especially since we didn't have dark type anyway, so it was cool to see an evolution leading the way with that.
Yeah, first arcs were, if I remember right, Sneasel,
Mm-hmm.
Umbreon, Murkrow, and Hondour and Hondoom. And even then, there was like nothing. They didn't know. They liked the idea, but they didn't really hadn't given them any kind of unique stats or strengths and weaknesses yet. They were kind of almost like a normal type at the very beginning
Yeah.
until later game.
And everybody, was talking about how dark typing was gonna, revolutionize the gameplay because psychic types pretty much dominated. Um,
Yep, they didn't get their true weak counter to psychic until later games.
mm-hmm. So it was cool to see that counter element, but they really hadn't explored the uh, the typing just yet. and now it's like there's way more to the line, way more to the type, and a majority of them kick ass. I can't stress that enough. Like Weavile is one of my favorites to go to in Pokemon Go, just because of the damage output it has. I mean, he's glassy, but while you've got a really good souped up one, he can do some damage with either one of his typing.
We've got Ron Mower dropping into our lovely playfield here.
ECWmon.
Why does that sound more Digimon than Pokemon?
Yeah, that's true. But I think we can give it a pass.
We'll pass. It's like, I'm turning in my one free pass on dragging a different mon into this cast. Ticket? Is that what that is?
Well, what do you think would be a better alternative, though? I mean, should we give him like Pyroar or any of the
He's a Machop.
All the wrestlers. Machop.
Machop. Eventually earns that, belt as a Machamp.
That's true. There you go.
Unless you want to go the anime route, then it's Primeape.
True. That one would work. And then what was the other? Is it not Pignite? What's his final form?
Embor. You were right the first time.
Yeah.
He's the firefighting, and so is Blaziken.
Right. Okay,
That's something that better not happen. If we get another freaking firefighting, I'm gonna be upset.
Oh, I know. It's such a it's not even like interesting anymore. It's dead. We're done. We get it.
Oh, J-Chip. I had to make a little comedy light that it sounded Digimon, and how he's running with it. He's like, how dare you! No, see, this one's got that sleek, almost like armored up look, but once again, they went a little too bunny looking on the head and gave him like stubbier legs.
Right. This one is it's almost like they took Eevee and mixed it with Aron.
Yeah. That, or they were literally making something else, and they were like, we'll just call it this.
We'll just call it a day.
We'll say it's a still Eeveelution, even though we were going for something different.
I mean, I get like
the ears.
Yes.
I will get, like, if those ears are like on the last one, it was like super robotic looking.
Mm-hmm.
That would look kind of cool and work with the tail better.
Right. This one should have.
Because then it's like, go ahead.
I was gonna say this one should. I kind of want to get like a Shredder kind of vibe from it. Like I want to see.
You want some claws on them paws?
Yes, I do.
Or at least some Shredder-looking knee pad, little bladed knee pads. No, not knee pads, shin guards on this thing.
Like give him some bladed weapon of some kind. Give him something.
Don't make him look like he's got a shanky with his ears.
No. I mean, they're his ears.
I said, I noticed that's where they put their emphasis to make it look like a blade, is the ears, as opposed to a lot of the other ones have been using the tail. Or trying to hint that the legs were like a blade.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done more with this one too. I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
It looks like it was trying to be a completely original Pokemon, and then somebody said, "Screw it, we're now still Eeveelution.
We're just gonna rob from the Aron line and leave it there. Call it a day." But
I mean, I do like the color palette on it. I mean,
yeah, it actually looks like it's steel.
Looks very good.
It
looks like there's some fluffy parts there, not just all metal hardcore. Super Shredder type vibes would be badass, huh?
Wouldn't it? Like if they gave him a purple, undercoat, and then they kept the steel plating on the top, like
it would work.
Kind of like what Samurot's armor looks like, but more metal covering him. I think that would have been cool. If you're not gonna make a completely techno-organic metal-looking creature, then give it more metal covering, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one with that
Oh no, I mean,
insight. I
there's
mean,
more to it. There's definitely, a lot more that could be done there. I agree. It looks like there's a good start. Maybe some color. Hell, it could actually look better with a better color palette. I mean, because I could see suddenly this looking a little more appealing if we changed the dark gray and white to more of like a purple hue, like you were saying,
mm-hmm. Because I'm
giving
not
it that
I'm
little
not
bit of
against
difference.
the gray on gray. I mean, it works.
It works, but considering the way they did the shape where it looks more like a steel bunny than
Yeah,
a dog, I would definitely say you need to give him a little more. Okay, he's kind of got that menace edge, but he's also cute and fluffy.
yeah,
This looks like, well, as long as I don't mess with it, don't try to pet it, scratch its ears, I'll be okay.
yeah. Like kind of how Absol looks, where it can look menacing, but then it also looks cute at the same time.
Yep,
So it's kind of hard to believe that this is supposed to be a bringer of destruction when it's busy looking cute too.
it's busy being adorable. He
Right.
wouldn't destroy us at all. Yes, he would.
Yeah, he would in a heartbeat.
He doesn't have to warn you. As we hit number 6, which I think is probably another like night looking theme. So I know there's a couple of different night looking ones that are in here.
Yeah. This one too. Okay. This would be number 2 in my book. I
This is
I
one that somebody got really creative with that whole.
I dig the lance tail, and also I like the, see, it's got the armor casing. Part of it is organic. I mean, I like this design overall. It's got the basic evolution features with the head and the ears, but it's also got like the knight helmet and the helmet tail and all that. Like, this is cool. I would
This
consider this
one,
like like
this one they
Arthur.
utilized the body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they utilized the space. They didn't like waste it or leave it kind of plain. Like, yeah, he's got skinny legs, but they have armor plating or a little kickback like on the hind legs. It's got like little spike looking things. So it's like, okay. Once again, maybe he does a lot of like has kick attacks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It flows very appealing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's very small parts that don't have any armor on it, but it gives that appeal that, okay, yeah, the armor is part of him, but it might not be.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a very appeal. It's got street appeal to it.
Yeah. And again, this is where you've got that perfect merge of, if you're not going to go completely organic or techno organic, you know, you've got something here that you can toy
Have
around with, which is really
have
cool.
fun with it. Pick
Yeah.
a theme and stick to it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
like have a theme and then like halfway get through it and then go, I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna finish it off and call it done.
And that's what I feel like some of these have. I'm not trying to belittle the artists or their creativity. I just feel like a lot of these would look cooler if they push the envelope just a bit more. Like some of the ones we've seen, I could imagine if that evolution had 2 or 3 levels to it. Like, that could be
Mm-hmm.
the starting level to some of them. But some of these just right off the bat, like this one, and of course the first one I picked. Um,
So I believe this is 6, right?
yeah,
Yeah, this is number 6.
these ones just fly off the drawing board. I would put these in a game in a heartbeat. And maybe this could have gone the same route that the wolves did in short, I can't say it, Sword and Shield,
Sword and Shield.
where one has the attack and then one has the defense. That could have worked, in my
It
opinion.
worked. I mean, they could have. They missed it. They definitely missed an opportunity being stubborn about giving us a new evolution in Sword and Shield like people were wanting.
Mm-hmm.
Because this would have fit right in the range, right in that region perfectly.
Right.
Now, this one, there's a little bit of like venting on the back legs for the armor. You could still get away very easily sticking him in Spain, and I would totally buy it
Right. Yeah, I
because
would
that's something.
too.
because they kind of had that kind of medieval-esque looking armor for a while.
I agree.
No, I mean, it's one of those things that depends on regions where you're going,
So
where you stick it.
1 and 6 definitely have my vote.
I'm waiting for your opinion of number 8. That's when I'm really like, let's see it. And we've got DOA Hitman in the Poke Fields with us, or Poke Lab as we are in right now.
All right. What can I say about this one?
Number 7, huh?
Yep.
Good old number 7. Once again, they had a good idea. I think the body needed to be a little long, like the torso length needed to be a little further out. I mean, I get that they were trying to be like, okay, some ground elements, night feature.
I
But it almost...
I get like a Viking kind of vibe.
Well, it's like for the ears, they just kind of went with horns, which, I mean, there's Eeveelutions, every one of them are known for having like very big, expressive-esque looking ears. This one doesn't have it. This one looks like its big claim to fame is it has some sort of like specialized hardening attack or something like that. Lid closes.
Right. Now the armbands, the anklets and all that, I totally
the bracers everywhere. Yeah, no.
I dig that, but that's because y'all know I wear wristbands all the time. So...
Oh no, the legs are. It looks good on the legs. The tail, they need to be creative with the tail.
Yeah,
they need to do something more creative with the tail.
I don't like the tail ring.
I applaud them for trying to give him like a fluffy scruff or something. But if you're gonna do that, it need to be definitely more fluffy to me.
Now, how would you feel? How would you and the audience feel if they took this tail ring, but they made an attachment that has like a mace on the end,
like a flail?
Yes,
that would have been kind of badass. That would have worked for it. That probably would have helped it. Or even just putting some spikes on it, like making a spiked-looking club or something.
Yeah,
would have worked for it.
I feel like if we put a little mace at the very end, at the very edge of the tail, it gives it something to swing. It gives it something to attack with. I mean, if you want to go even more and make it a morning star where you've got the handle, the chain that kind of hangs down, and then the spiked ball at the end, that too. I think that would work.
Oh yeah. I mean, hell, you could have done like below the ring, put some fluff, and like you said, put like spikes or a mace ball or something on the tip there, where it's like, okay, that makes sense. I mean, it's not super incomplete, but there's things like I said, lengthening its body a little bit on the art style probably would have did you some decency, so it doesn't look so stubby and chunky and awkward looking.
Right.
Because immediately the first thing you see is a lot of flaw to question, like, okay, what the hell is going on here?
And I kind of feel if they put some armor where like the fluff is, that might have helped it a bit more.
Like I said, so if you're gonna go with the little fluffy scruff, go big or go home. You know?
Yeah.
And then change it to that. Go with that little green hue off the tuff you've got on the helmet. You not give this gray, a lot of grays and some greens, and then there's this white spot.
Yeah, they definitely could have done a little bit more with this one, but I'm not too disappointed in it. I feel like it's...
Oh well, if I was disappointed, it would have been like not even featured. We would have been like, next contestant.
Right.
If we revisit this still evolutionary, you might make it then.
Yeah, for sure. Not a bad start, though. Definitely not a bad start. All right, we're coming up to, what, 8 of the steel type?
I believe we're on the last one.
Yep.
And congrats. I guess weird, awkward congrats to you, DOA, on that. I mean, it's always good to have a connection. Now, see, this one I really like. This is like almost like gives me that King Knight vibe. Like he's got this majestic ruler kind of vibe. Like he's armored up. Like that would be my number one, and what you were calling like from the very beginning would probably be my number two, and then number three would be the second one you were really happy about with the lance tail.
Yeah. This one has some futuresque appeal to it, like galaxy, you know,
Yeah, it's got that
interstellar.
unique. It's got that like I said, you look at the way they did the ears and like the head dressing. It's like a crown. Then like the little collaring they did with the armor from his shoulders up and everything around the back. It's got that modern antique kind of mixed vibe to it, and it's very regal-esque feeling to me. Like I could believe, okay, well that's why we've never encountered a steel evolution. They're rare and they maybe they roll over the other evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that sort of like regal stance it has, like it demands your attention.
What kind of jive are you talking, J Chip?
I have no
Some
idea.
This sounds like that whole I just want attention because you ain't paying attention to me, so let me say something stupid to draw your attention kind of feel to it.
But did it work?
Well, I saw my name, so I'm like, okay, wait. Okay, he's trying to be funny. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I guess it's better than being what 999 whatever freaking Pokemon there is for a trainer.
Well, I mean, just imagine. Since he brought this up, let's kind of think back to that, because this is something I think I want to approach in the next episode for sure. We started out with 150. Now that seemed possible. That's
51. 50, it was always 51. Come on now.
okay. 51. So the possibility of owning one of each species, if not more, in real life probably could have worked. Then we up it to 251. Okay, we're starting to expand a little bit. Okay, and then what? It was it three something
Oh, let's
three.
see. Let's see. It got big. Like some, they didn't do very many, and then other games, like after the third gen, is where it started. We didn't get as many brand new Pokemon,
Right.
and then there would be ones where like almost an entire new cast of Pokemon, and it's like it got crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's hard to officially track numbers because then they were like going, well, there's two different types of dexes now. There's the national dex, and then there's the region dex.
Right.
It's like, you bastards, you make this very hard to track.
And once again, we're brought back to Sword and Shield. Their big issue with the dexes. Yep.
Well, in Sword and Shield, their reason you couldn't use every single Pokemon was some sort of coding space or some weird lame excuse. Yeah, there's officially 908 Pokemon right now.
Now imagine that. That means you have 900 and some Pokeballs in wherever you've got them stashed. That's 900 and something mouths to feed, if that. How big of
Let's
a
put it this way. That farm Professor Oak has now suddenly makes sense.
right? Like, how much of Pallet Town is just his farm?
Well, that's not counting how many, doubles of Pokemon from other trainers and all that, too.
That's true.
It is a very wild gambit there. Let's see. So, I'm getting back onto the fake decks here for a minute, or fake mon, or arc decks, whatever we want to call this at this point. What were your top three still out of these 8?
Easily the first one. The one with the lance tail.
Mm-hmm.
And this one.
So we were pretty much on the same page.
Mm-hmm. I feel like those 3 designs were very unique, and ran with their ideas. They didn't just they just didn't sit on subtlety. It was about, no, if I'm gonna go big or go home, this is how I'm gonna do it. And I think those ones really executed that pretty well.
Well, let's see. The next ones we have, next set we have next time on the next episode. What was it? Bug and Ghost, right?
Yep, bug and ghost
That's where
types.
you see. That's where you see some really like crazy, some imaginative work on those, especially the bug ones.
Yeah, the bug ones from what you sent, I think I'm actually like fascinated with those designs because again, they're not subtle.
It's very much they leaned hard on it. How do we make a mammal and insect look interesting? And the only thing I have to say though, a very common one that was really hard to do for the bug one was a lot of them either wanted to try to go with a butterfly or a bee kind of thing, and it's like, okay,
right.
so it's like that's like the right now the current, or as of when I was putting these together, like a majority of trying to find unique ones that weren't like kind of either replicating each other or just weren't there.
Right. Well,
It's
and
like I looked for one. It's like looking for those ones that you can talk about. It's like, okay, they're very different. Like these ones, they were, some had a similar theme but very different approaches. As opposed to, like I said, if everyone's doing butterflies, like, okay, what's unique about yours? Okay, butterfly ears. Okay. Oh, you decided to be this color in this spot instead. Okay. No, that's not as fun.
Sorry, Oak, I'm hacking your computer here.
Uh-oh. What do we got here?
Mew just being playful.
Mew just being playful with a video that's 53 minutes and 55 seconds.
That's right. We're going to take a look at some classic Pokemon commercials for a bit, everybody. And then we're going to end the show with our usual segment of Cash or Trash. So let's take a look at some of these popular ones. Now, some of these you may not have seen because they're Japanese exclusives, but not going to stop us from seeing them.
And for those curious, we do not have sound.
Yeah.
you wanna see sound, you'll have to find them on your own because we are not getting struck down for something
Sadly. Oh, look at that. The original red and green. Oh, yep. Yes. Yes. The commercial that started it all.
Yep. We get the very first American one where this one's kind of messed up when you think about it, though.
Right?
This one, even when I first saw it as a kid, I was like, what the fuck? Well, I wasn't a kid, but I was young enough. And I was like, this is kind of fucked up.
Right? And he's just like, okay, I'm just going to enjoy this now.
It's like serial killer vibes right there. I just mangled like a bunch of people on a bus. Like,
yep.
Okay, now this one I like. This is one of those ones you need to watch watch it with Japanese commercial because it's very entertaining. And there is no Squirtles here, Ryan. I'm sorry. Well, and your turtle will have to go waiting.
Well, I've got Squirtle in here, but I'm not letting him out.
Man, that sounds like a bad indie window there. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Fair enough. Now, this one I remember seeing a few times, but not as much as the one with the bus driver.
Yeah, this one did air on TV, but it wasn't as popular. This is one of those. It's yellow. They knew there wasn't like a whole bunch of brand new things to it, and they were worried about like the original 80s, 90s thing where they came out with a Super Nintendo. Parents were like backlashing real hard about having to buy it. What's so different? And there wasn't a whole bunch of different. Then came Hey You Pikachu.
Right.
I'm sorry. I remember one of my good friends, his sister got this game. And we sat there being, young junior high guys. saying curse words and really messed up things to see what it would do just because we were bored. Like, we spent the night just telling it to go fuck itself, all that kind of stuff.
See, I always felt that this game was Nintendo's answer to the Caution Seaman game that was on Dreamcast.
It was new tech. I mean, we didn't see them trying to play with any kind of audio game interaction after this for a very long time. Like, it was precursor.
Right. Yeah, the technology just kind of died. It just didn't go anywhere.
Well, the mic wasn't exactly amazing. I'm sorry. It just wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it they promised something that wasn't true of the mic. Like, it was that good to know direction of speaking. No, it picked up everything.
Yeah, it did, for
which
sure.
confused the game. It's like, if you found a pristine, not to mention they shorted out like crazy.
Welcome, Geeks with Cash. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in.
Woo, congrats, we've got a Wild Geeks with Cash. I mean, I remember Monkey finally got this, and of all places, I remember this because the store clerk looked at me with the most dirty look. This was a GameStop. He was still really young and started to collect games on his own. He saw they had the Hey You Pikachu hanging in one of their little baggies at GameStop, and the mic was supposed to come with it. They had the mic separately, but they were pricing it, and on the tag for the cart that he wanted to buy, it says "and mic." And the guy looked at me when I said, "Where isn't that mic supposed to come with it?" Like, how dare I hold him to a label? I'm like, don't label a jackass and not include the product, kind of feel.
Right.
Like, he was pissed.
He was just trying to make some fast money off that. That sucks.
Like, how dare he now have to do a little extra work to say, oh, well, we screwed up, and now we're gonna, so it doesn't look like Shrink, I have to void out that this was this, and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry you have to push 2 or 3 extra buttons. Mind you, by this time, this is like GameCube era kind of thing, so this I already know this game very well, that it's not as great as he's gonna think it is, but he's little monkey, so I'm like trying to be that older brother, not robbing him of his innocence kind of thing.
Right.
It's like, this is gonna be so bad.
I should have invested in that when it was still cheap, but honestly, I just didn't care to.
That's the thing, is like a very unique thing. Like, if you had the Pikachu 64, then you wanted it.
Yeah. The system I'm kicking myself for not getting, but again, I wasn't impressed with N64.
N64 was like a super party system. There's like very few games you got it just to play by yourself.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Now, my best friend had this game. I remember this. By the time it came out in the States, we were like so many sets ahead of how far that game went. It was ridiculous. So this commercial's whole promise of, oh, it'll help you get better at the game was kind of like flawed as hell.
Yeah, for sure.
But it came with a card. I forget what card it was. It was like, for a while, a very broken ass card.
Mm-hmm. Hot take, everybody in chat. Who collected Pokemon cards and or played the game too?
Yo.
Oh.
There is
Pokemon Pinball.
That was another game I wish I'd invested in getting my own copy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. And now the trick is to find one where the hatch isn't broken and there's not like battery acid corrosion in the bay.
That's true. It's still one of the cheaper titles, though, at least.
Yeah, it's just looking for one that's in good condition, because for whatever reason, because of the way they did it, the label isn't the same material they use usually on stickers.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very prone to like lifting or getting faded out. They're almost like paper-esque.
Yeah.
Instead of that like fancy laminated feel they usually have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who remembers the Pokemon printer snap machines, though? Now, that's the thing.
I do. The only Blockbuster in our area actually had one.
I remember me and my best friend, we, like, got really good at that game so much we were selling sticker sheets at the little TCG leagues
Nice.
of images because we were, like, we sit there and get these, like, really crazy unique ones.
Now,
It's one of
Stadium.
those
Oh, go ahead.
that honestly, if I had the room and I ever came across one, owning the stadium machine from a Blockbuster, I would totally do it. Yes, I know this is hearsay. If the TV was busted, I'd probably find a way to do a small flat screen conversion,
Mm-hmm.
just so I could hook up a 64, make it look good, and still run. Because let's be
Yeah,
realistic, CRTs are getting harder and harder to come by.
they sure are. One minute they were free, take it off my curb. Now all of a sudden, I want $60. I want $100
It's not
bucks.
even that. It's the smaller ones are getting harder to find than the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
The big ones you can still find around because Grandma still has hers. It's the littler ones that are a pain in the ass. Oh, is this a commercial? Oh, this is for the British one when they were making the tour around.
Right. Now I was
That was
gonna.
like a tie-in to. I think that was the second tour because they were doing it alongside the stadium games.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that that Pokemon Stadium, in my opinion, was very innovative. The fact that we could take our game data and use it here.
Oh yeah,
Plus, the mini games were actually fun. A lot of them were just worth playing that most than actually duking it out here like they're doing.
it was one of those things that people wanted to see. Like, we'll buy that game, buy the stadium games, mostly for the mini games
Uh
to
huh.
play with their friends. It was a well done marketing ploy. Like, yeah, you can battle with your card, or you can battle the rental Pokemon with the rental Pokemon.
Yeah.
What was fun and unique is there was a mistake, there was a glitch they screwed up on, or it was always believed to be a glitch, but I think it was like a deliberate, like, on the download they didn't catch it in time, a rogue programmer gif thing,
Mm-hmm.
where if you had named your pincer for whatever reason when it would go when you pop it into the battle from your cart onto the stadium, he wouldn't be brown, he'd be purple.
Oh, like the shiny.
Yeah, it was the first indication. This was before we got Stadium 1 was before we got gold and silver where shiny was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I.
It was
Ugh.
it was a thing. I used to be really good at the Lickitung one.
Ratatat, and my go-to mini game was the Clefairy uh Simon Says game.
Oh yeah, that one was always the Clefairy one though was also weird. If you play with four people, sometimes it was you would all sit there and hit it at the exact same time. And
Mm-hmm.
this was tested. There was for some reason it couldn't keep up with the inputs, so it would automatically say somebody was behind, and it was like it was as fast as it could read it, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
The
I
Diglett
believe.
one I did not
Oh,
like at all. That one just annoyed me.
oh, this is the commercial for the transition to the gold and silver.
Yep.
The American one was kind of weird. I was like, why? Why did we make this decision? Like, we're going with the whole Mario World shirt wearing people. And then you get Lugia, who's like, his animation swooping is like the only one that's like a still picture they just kind of dragged, and they're like, okay, we got this much flapping, let's use it here.
Oh, we forgot about the Larvitar line. Ground and or rock and dark type. Forgot about that one.
Yep. Lavatar was like basically every game has what me and my friends have been playing this game forever, affectionately called the Dragonite line, where you have to put that time in to get them to evolve and be badass,
Mm-hmm.
or at least look badass. Not all of them, unfortunately, did.
Right.
Like for Gold, Silver, and Crystal, it was Lavatar. Aron was the one that took a long time, but wasn't as like universally useful.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what other ones do it, but there are a couple that's like you feel like you don't get your money's worth out of it.
Right. Phoebus, Milotic takes forever. Um,
Well, the original, if we're playing like in Ruby, this original game appearance, yeah, you're kind of SOL because unless you have the like amazing whatever candy things for the contest,
uh-huh.
getting it to like you early is a pain in the ass. Oh, Zubat armor,
Yep.
ghastly armor,
The
the Puzzle
Pokemon Puzzle
League.
League.
I remember renting this game like twice and then I never played it again.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this one.
I got to Mewtwo and I was like, okay, neat.
You know that sounds like a hot take, J Chip, but I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Honestly, that was both games were like the go-to for parties. If you had 4 people, 4 controllers, you were playing the stadium game mini games, and you were playing the first 3 Mario parties, guaranteed, because they all had party games people like to play.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, I was still picking up party games and trying to unlock all the mini games solo, just so if I had company over, we could play them.
Ruby and Sapphire. This is where my Poke fandom started to take a hit.
Ruby and Sapphire, I was like, I thought because I read after Crystal they weren't doing it anymore, so I moved on to other RPs. Then Monkey's birthday came along. My mom bought him his own little advance, and they'd sold her on Sapphire. So I started playing Sapphire with him, and it was like, okay.
Yeah.
First time was like, kind of like, oh, okay, man, we weren't fucking trying very hard on the designs here. What the hell? I was like very disappointed. Then you see the commercial. Then all of a sudden there was a commercial, and I was like, first time I saw the commercial, I'm like, this is stupid. What the hell?
Yeah, all these commercials and all these different features they were adding weren't exactly drawing me back to it right away, you know?
I mean, yeah, it was cool to do 2-on-2 battle, but how often did you want to?
Yeah.
Then there's this commercial. It's like they're not really doing anything but doing stereotypes in the
Yeah.
American version. Then you get this commercial that's like showing you all this cool shit you can do with if you have things we didn't.
Mm-hmm. At least for a while. That game is so freaking expensive.
Yeah, the Japanese Pokemon channel. I think it's Pokemon channel. I can't remember. I know we did get a version of it, but
Yeah.
I forget what it is. It's not as good.
That thing is probably the most expensive Pokemon game related item of all time. And I'm always keeping an eye out for one just in case.
I don't have it. I know that for a fact I don't have it because I had Monkey's advanced games, my advanced games, so I had plenty of storage to move my Pokemon around. And I was like, I do not need to waste a memory card and spend money on a storage disk.
Yeah, Kyogre. It's gonna be
that was the best one of the two. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would agree.
I had a menacing Kyogre like when I was in college, my first college, straight out of high school, first time at college. I picked up strays that didn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. So I'm like, okay, we can come to talk to my mom. She's like, oh yeah, we can do that. We were still doing these huge family dinners, so it was like no sweat off our back.
Mm-hmm.
Once the Game Boy, I don't know, the GameCube had where we would do these big old tournaments where we take our games, link it. I had the link cable, so we could just play off that into it with our teams. We had the big Thanksgiving brawl. It was like a big ass tournament, like because everybody was a Pokemon fan, so we all had our own games. I had a Kyogre that for some reason with that sheer cold move hit, like, murdered everything. Like, it never seemed to miss.
Yeah.
It was supposed to have a ridiculously low one hit kill rate. Like, it was supposed to miss more than it landed.
Mm-hmm.
It was a menace. It was a straight menace. It was like, yep. You wanted to bust out a legend? I busted out a legend, bitch.
And the cooler legend on top of that.
I mean, it was fun. We did it for a while up until a different family member took the torch of wanting to host Thanksgiving for 1 year. So we didn't have it at my place, and nobody like approached me and say, "Oh, hey, can I come this year? Come there, and what do I need to bring?" No, these fuckers waited like to call me the day of and like try to put me on the spot. Like I screwed them. I'm like, well, generally you would think if nobody you don't bring it up and they don't bring it up to you, they're not doing something, or you're not fucking invited. Am I wrong?
No, I would agree.
Like, and I'm not gonna go out there and go like, this was my grandmother's year, so she has this tiny little apartment at the time. I'm not gonna. It barely fits her and us, let alone 5, 6 other people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be like, oh hey, grandma, can I have XYZ? You've met them before. You liked them good enough when they were there. Can you fit them in your tiny apartment? No, hell no.
No.
That's like I'm not getting reamed. Like I should have more common sense than that to ask something stupid. I mean, take it from Josh Shadow. Use common sense. If your inner voice says, "Hey," don't approach with something you know is going to be bullshit and you should know better. Probably should listen to that common sense voice that's telling you, "Don't do it."
Kind of sounds like game collecting of today.
Well, in unrelated, off of Pokemon topic here for a minute, you heard about the big legal action Wada's getting, right?
Oh yeah, who hasn't at this point?
I remember I brought that up to you, and you're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're getting accused of fucking causing inflation and all kinds of shit."
Yeah.
I'm like, no kidding. Who saw that coming when them and like 3 other people are like saying a game that we're finding tore up for $1 is now a 9.9 game. Who would have thought that was causing an unrealistic inflation?
Mm-hmm. Artificial markets didn't need it. We did not need those. Games were pricey enough. Systems were pricey enough. Did not need to draw even more attention.
eBay was taking care of your bit what you were doing already.
Yeah.
You didn't need to add to the fire.
Nope.
Wada, or is it Iwata? I think it's Wada, but they're basically a grading company for video games. It's like their big claim to fame. You send in your games to them. They don't have the greatest time return with grading and documentation record, but they would say they were supposedly cheaper, and they claimed that they had experts.
Right.
I remember I was telling someone, I can't remember who it was. I said I almost want to do something blasphemous that might get Zombie here really pissed off at me just to test it. But reach out to him and be like, hey, do you have a spare Duck Hunt Mario Kart that looks really good, even if you know it doesn't work at all? Send that to me. I'm gonna get a repro manual. I'm gonna find a repro box. I'm gonna scuff it up a bit, and I want to send it in, then send a legit working cart only, and see which one gets a better rating from them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was one of those things I was very tempted to do that. Like, okay, find out how much I need in money to do all that.
Right.
Set up like a stream promoting a goal. That's the goal. That's what we're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Just to do that. And then when I was almost ready to pull that trigger and say, you know what, I'm bored enough. Let's see if we can do it. I hear they're in legal trouble. I'm like, and I'm not touching them. I don't want any piece of that. But watch, if they get shut down, all these people with these Iwata graded or Iwata, whatever the hell their name is, graded things are gonna think now, because they're a defunct and scandalous thing, they have a thing that's super rare and worth more money now because of that scandal.
Maybe.
And it's still graded. And it's still graded, so I can get that graded money too.
Oh, brother.
That was like when the whole OJ merch thing happened. Everyone thought they were gonna have like this super valuable thing because it had OJ Simpson and he's no longer allowed to play the game and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Not even. That's like going to those early 90s Marvel Comics variant covers. They ain't worth shit.
And with that being said, let's jump into Catch or Trash.
Gotta like that segue there,
huh? I was waiting for one.
And we've got Weeple. He is an Ultra Beast. He's like the Mew of Ultra Beasts in Sun and Moon series. I believe he didn't show up on the... I want to say... For sure, I know he's in Ultra Sun and Moon. I can't remember if he was in the first one or not. But I think he was one of the later editions.
Alright, so... Chat, where do you stand? Catch or trash? Normal, shiny, or both of them?
It is a Poison Dragon type, I believe. I'd catch it. I actually have its shiny form. I actually went through the soft reset until I genned a fucking shiny of that bastard.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'd catch both of these.
Yep, his evolution's actually cool looking too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these
I
ones...
think he's like one of the...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you can't really go wrong with either one of these.
Nope. He's one of the few Mew-esque evolutions, actually, or Mew-esque type Pokemon, you know, that has an evolution.
Yeah. All right, next one.
So we've got 2 catches for people still here. Out of the 4 people that are still hanging out in our 112 minutes ago started stream.
Oh, this is an easy one.
Of course it's an easy one. It's Rampardos. How could you not like that dino Pokemon?
Easy. Catch. Either one.
He's definitely a catch.
Although I like the blue better, but again, you can't go wrong with either one of these. And Rampardos has that huge DPS. He's glassy, but he's got huge amount of DPS.
Of course, he's definitely a catch. I mean, I've tried almost every game he's been in to get a red. The only one I don't have the red variant is in Arceus because I haven't been able to... You can't breed, so that like drops that off the table automatically. So okay, well I'll try to breed one.
Linda says
in Arceus,
catch.
You can only catch them. In Rampardos and Craniodos, it's preform, only appear in a certain... I forget what zone.
Might catch. Okay.
He's in the what is it? Those stupid time things, time distortions.
Yeah.
So it's like really hard to get shiny. There's no like surefire guaranteed way you're gonna see a shiny pop because he's like one of 3. There's like only possibility of 3 of them appearing.
Mm-hmm.
So you might get a Sheldon, you might get the evolutions, and there's no guarantee that it will be the shiny.
Right. I don't even have the shiny in Go, and I hatched like so many eggs just to get a decent Rampardos. Eventually I hatched a Hundo, but I don't think I have a shiny yet, which is a little disheartening. But
see, I don't count shinies honestly in Go because, like I said, for me, Go's freaking thing. I'm like literally cannot play Go simply because I have to throw money to make my space better, so I have more space in my boxes to do anything. I'm like,
right.
Well, I can't use the items because none of my fucking Pokemon are hurt. You won't let me throw away the damn items, and I have no space to catch any more Pokemon. So this kind of sucks.
Right, but Pokemon Home has definitely made it more manageable, at least. And
Yeah,
now
I
that
have to try.
that is actually cross-platform even more. They just updated that, as a matter of fact. So
Oh, so
you
they
can
finally did.
transfer between the Hey You games, Shield and Sword, uh, Brilliant Diamond, Pearl, and Arceus or Arceus.
I was reading about that. Some of that's a little too late, though. Honestly.
It is, but at least we have it now, you know. And for those
Well,
of you who play Go, they're also going to be adding an in-game chat feature, which thank the maker, you know.
how long has this game been out? God,
What?
Go's been out for a while now.
6 years? 5
They should have
years?
had by now. Should have already had that Go. I mean, damn.
Right. But at least we're getting them. Okay, this is an easy one. Catch.
You say this as we're still waiting for the screen to change.
Well, I mean,
I like the standard, the normal one more, but I'd catch either or.
yeah, the standard one definitely looks cooler in my opinion. Now, I will say this for Xerneas. Um, it's hard for me to choose Xerneas over. Um, I just blanked on his name because I don't call him his real name.
Zexel or something like that, or Yetzel or
Uh,
something like that.
z-
The
uh,
dark one. The
yes,
Y, right?
yes. I call mine Draven because of Eric Draven, aka the Crow. Um, but yeah, I can't really choose him over the other one. I did like X, of course. But I really
See,
wish
for me,
I wish they would do more with his move set. I think that's what kills it for me.
oh yeah. See, I went with the deer here, or Y, the Y instead, or plain X instead of Y,
Mm-hmm.
because of the selection of non-legendary Pokemon. Like there were more Pokemon that were new, exclusive to the version he was the cover legendary for in the story,
Right.
as opposed to the dark one. Because I'm sorry, dark Pokemon
Yveltal.
are like my go-to.
There we go.
There we go.
Yveltal.
There we go. And then it's like Zygarde is like the third one that never got his own game.
Mm-hmm. Sadly. I wish we hadn't stopped that, but then again, maybe that's a good thing too. Like having the
Well,
three.
yeah. Nowadays, it's like I'm glad we even get new games sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd
Because now,
catch both of these.
like with the Switch now, I don't think we're ever gonna see dual we'll see dual games still, but we won't see try formatted games anymore because now they just put patches out and say, oh, or make an expansion that you can buy. So there's no need to be like how Black and White or Ultra Sun and Moon were, where there's like, okay, there was the first, then there's the second set.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's new shit or things they didn't get to put in time they wanted to put in.
Speaking of black and white.
Yep. This is, I forget her name. She's an Ultra Beast, though. I call it a her because it's very feminine looking. I really like the way her shiny looks more than her normal. And I actually
Yes.
went through the hell to get the shiny
I
of
would
her,
I would
which
get the shiny form too. I like the black look of her outfit.
it makes it more like you can see more. It's not such a giant white cockroach look to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, J Chip said I'd trash it. I'm not a fan of the design. All right.
Well, see, the male like other insect looking one, Buzzwole,
Mm-hmm.
is like very obvious that's a dude. They went for a more masculine look than a feminine look.
Right.
Is why I would like is where it's like okay, now I can see where they were going. Kind of like a Nido Queen, Nido King kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Which I
But
wish they would incorporate a bit more of those. I kind of like those, the variants.
I would like to see some variant, like gender variants on some existing Pokemon. I mean, hey, you don't have to give me a brand spanking new Pokemon, but hey, you can say, you know what? From now on, Venusaur's in this particular region. the female looks like this and the male looks like this. It's not like a minor little detail. It's like a whole physical difference.
Yeah, like with the
And call it a region variance. I don't care. I like that they're starting to take chances like that, though.
yeah, region variants are really cool. I like what they do with those for sure.
That we're actually getting Pokemon. It's not just like, oh, it's still this type of Pokemon, but even its base form looks like this. Now it's like we've gotten some that nope, it still looks like any other one, but it has an extra evolution, or it literally changes into something different.
Right. Okay.
It's cool.
Our last one for the evening. Chatot.
Trash that little bastard. Both of them. Chatots are like the most useless flying type I've ever seen.
I'll give you the double. Get out of the Pokeball there.
Oh no, those are the ones you catch simply because you need the data.
Yeah, the Dex entry.
Literally. Like, I forget what it was. There was a thing that said I needed to, in the Arceus game, like, you need to kill, like, knock them specifically out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let the murder spree begin.
J-Chip with the catch easily.
Really? Well, different strokes for different folks on that one.
I'm a little indifferent about this one. I like the original design more, but I agree. Chatot is a Dex entry Pokemon. The only reason I would probably own one is for Little Zombie, because Little Zombie is really into music right now. So I'm sure he would love anything music themed.
So don't get him a Loudred. Got it.
Yes, do not get him a Loudred.
Do not get Meloetta at all.
Well, that I could accept that one.
Which form of Meloetta? She has a form. That was the other thing they did that I wish they'd bring back, is like certain Pokemon had form changes. That was cool too. I liked that.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like what
it was better than Mega Evolutions. No, fuck Mega Evolutions. I was not a fan of Mega Evolutions. That was not cool. That was not cool because, like, what is it? Shaman and Meloetta, like I mentioned, you equipped them with this item, they stayed that form. It wasn't, it's only like one time in per battle and they don't stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, then why the hell did we do this?
Oh, look. Oh, we got this right here. Don't care if it's a bad Pokemon. It's a good, cool design that I dig. Yeah. I dig the music note shaped head, but like I said, I don't think I would go for the shiny in this one. I think I'd just keep the original look, for me anyway.
I agree. I mean, color wise, I there's pieces of each I would have to mix and match to like make the perfect visually appealing Chatot. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't care for them.
So I'd say in this round, I was 5 for 5 for the most part. I think I was 5 for 5.
I don't even remember how many we did.
I'm so tired from work.
Let's not talk about tired. You had to like message me this morning like, so how much battery life do you have in you? Are we doing a show? Or are you gonna pass out halfway through on me?
Oh, like, no.
I'm good to go. I just told you that I did something incredibly stupid but cool at the same time. Yes, I literally lifted a heavy appliance by myself off the ground twice. Once to get over a fence and once to throw in the dumpster.
Okay, yeah, I'm 5 for 5 on this one.
I'm 4 for 5.
That's 4 for 5. Yeah, the Chatot is where you draw the line.
The Chatot. I'm sorry. We catch the little Chatot. That would probably be the first Pokemon in that animation if we ever get made for this. Where it's like, boop, into the fiery trash can you go.
Into the fire.
Into the fiery trash can.
Oh, boy.
That, or I have to appear and there's like the Undertaker classic bell chiming thing for his entrance. Like, you know something bad's gonna happen here. Is he like, give up the ball so I can throw it in the dumpster, or somebody's going down?
Oh man, I miss doing this show. I do a lot.
So it's fun. I do like on the screen how we're like all hidden, and I tried to make it aged, looking like to match the best I could their color palette wise to look like they're actually supposed to be drawn that way.
Right. It works though. It totally works.
We hacked the system on this one. Our little broadcast logo that we rarely use.
Yeah.
There's another visual Easter egg. I noticed nobody commented. Yes, one of the ads. Yes, we hijacked freaking Lugia. He's having a blast. I'm sitting in the back going,
see,
it's a Lugia.
In all theory, you should be the one having a blast and me going, ugh, it's Lugia, because Ho-Oh is my bird of those two.
Look, there's another suggestive thing I just realized that could be going on against the back of that thing's head, and I'm not going to go there.
Right.
Zombie is doing something, alright. He's marking his territory. This is my legendary now.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for the long-awaited Pokemon Artcast episode 4. As you can see here, we are bi-weekly every Monday, so we can avoid overlap with Geeks with Cash and his awesome podcasts on Mondays. So, next episode, we've got some ideas lined up. Of course, we've got another round of Catch or Trash, and maybe, just maybe, we may revisit the legendary 3, red, blue, or green.
Well, technically, it wouldn't be 4 because there's yellow. Or did we take that one off the table because you're supposed to be playing that with Little Zom?
No, we could tackle yellow too. Yellow is just more anime based, in my opinion. That's the way I look at that one.
Have you not realized what we look like? We look very anime based.
But as always, guys, please, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see as podcast topics, I have a newly created section for the Pokemon Artcast in my Discord. Submit your ideas. Maybe you'll be a guest on this podcast as well. And if you guys are interested in having polls where you guys vote on the topics too, that could be something I can try to work in. I do apologize that I don't get the topics out as fast as I'd like to, but, you know, I'm working with that. So, again, feel free to make those requests. Want to thank you all for being here. I am, of course, Zamu. And where did my... where'd he go?
Where to go?
Yeah, we definitely could show off some Pokemon merch, J-Chip. Again, feel free to submit that idea down in the Discord. We want to take all your ideas into consideration, and as you know, if you submit a topic and you are available, there is a chance that you can join us on the show. So, alrighty. Well, Josh, anything else you want to say before you phase out?
Before I phase out, huh? Be good to each other. Be awesome. Use common sense. Don't use potions and drive.
Be sure to use your ghost types for hypnosis. Get some rest. Lord knows I could use some. Alrighty, folks. Well, thank you all again for being here. Can't wait till we do next episode. And as always, feel free to catch me, Josh, when he's a special guest, and the rest of the Retroactive Trio on our Saturday night podcasts. And same as always, vote for your favorite topics, and the winner gets the episode. So, with that being said,
Stools.
gotta give you your little cry there. All right, everybody, have a good night. thank you all again for being here on the Pokemon Artcast.